Hi Gemini, welcome to my channel or welcome back to my channel. My name is Lynn and I'm going to be doing a general reading for you. This is going to be for the week of October 17th to the 24th. I'm doing a Celtic cross spread with some clarifiers, plus the bottom of the deck card and an oracle card. Okay, so just take what resonates and leave the rest. If this reading gives you any guidance or insight, please like, share, subscribe, leave me a comment. I would love to hear from you. This reading looks like a critical point in a healing or awakening journey. So I'll go through each of the cards, and then we'll summarize everything. So the first card that came out is the Page of Swords reversed, clarified by the Knight of Swords. These cards represent your current situation. The Page of Swords is Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. This is a card about being defensive. It's a card about being blunt or abrasive. It's a card about deception, manipulation, gossip, disappointing news, mental chaos, impulsivity, overthinking. This week begins with scattered, reactive mental energy. There's a sense of needing answers or truth, but going about it in a way that creates conflict or misunderstanding. This could be self-sabotage in communication or an inner dialogue that's overly critical or frantic. Both cards reversed points to mental burnout and misdirected energy. Speaking too soon, acting too fast, or not thinking things through. The Nine of Swords, Gemini, this is your energy. This is a card about, it's a card that represents a bully, no direction, disregarding consequences, burnt out, being out of your depth, out of control, left behind, missed opportunities. And then what's challenging you or your situation is the Ten of Cups reversed, clarified by the King of Pentacles. So these cards could represent discontent at home or in relationships, despite material or external stability. Okay, so the Ten of Cups reversed, this is Pisces energy. This is a card of separation, unhappy home, family secrets, isolation, struggling relationships, lack of security, unhappy family life, misaligned values, domestic disharmony. There's a disconnection between emotional fulfillment and material success. You or someone in the situation may appear put together or stable with the King of Pentacles, but inside or behind closed doors, something is off in the emotional realm with the Ten of Cups reversed. There's pressure to hold it all together, but happiness may feel hollow. And then your foundation message, you got the Four of Cups reversed, clarified by the Ten of Pentacles. And again, when cards come out reversed, it just means you're getting extra protection from spirit, okay? The Four of Cups reversed is represented by Cancer in the zodiac. This is a card about checking in for alignment, sudden awareness, choosing happiness, gratitude, acceptance, having clarity, but it could also be ignorance, retreat, depression, withdrawal, negativity, letting go of regret, end of stagnation, focusing on the positive. You're beginning to wake up from emotional apathy or discontent. You're ready to re-engage with life. But there's an underlying fear, broken foundations, family dysfunction, or a fear that you'll never achieve lasting success or security, especially generational or long-term security. Old stories or inherited values may be influencing current decisions. Okay, and then your fourth cards are the Hanged Man reversed, clarified by the Three of Cups reversed. So these cards represent your past, but is relevant to your current situation. The Hangman reverse is about impulsiveness, standstill, apathy, discontent, stalling, stagnation. There's resistance to letting go and perhaps the end of friendships or support systems. You've been stuck in limbo, perhaps unwilling to see something from a new perspective. There may have been fallout with friends or a lack of genuine celebration in your life. Social circles may have become draining or unreliable. Spirit is saying it's time for you to release what no longer supports your growth. Okay, and then your next cards are the Star, clarified by the Knight of Wands. These cards represent your conscious goals, what you're focusing on. So Aquarius energy with the Star. Reversed, this card is about hopelessness, focusing on the negative, insecurity, disencouragement, monotony, disconnection. It's telling you to let go of any doubt. There's a lack of faith, a lack of inspiration. Trust yourself. You want hope and renewal, but fear disappointment. Okay, you want hope and renewal, but you fear disappointment. You have a desire to charge ahead anyways. There's a yearning for healing, clarity, and a sense of divine direction, but you're skeptical. Maybe you've had your hope crushed before. Despite that, there's a drive with the Knight of Wands to push forward passionately. This could be a moment of reclaiming your spark, even if you're still healing. Okay, and then your near future, you have the Ace of Cups reversed, clarified by the Queen of Pentacles. Reversed. So the Ace of Cups reversed, this is Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces energy. This is a card of repressed emotions, feeling unloved, sadness, emotional loss, subsidence, unrequited love, canceled celebrations. It's telling you to focus on self-love. These cards are representing emotional depletion, a need for deep self-care and nurturing. This is a warning. If you continue pouring from an empty cup or over nurturing others while neglecting yourself, burnout will follow. Okay? There's a block to new emotional experiences or healing because your well is dry. You need to nourish yourself physically, emotionally, spiritually. And then your seventh cards are the Six of Wands reversed, clarified by the Emperor. And this is your self-image, how you see yourself. Leo energy with the Six of Wands. This is a card of pride, private achievement. It's also a card of fear, egotistical, a lack of confidence, a lack of achievement, a lack of recognition, a lack of support again, broken promises. You're struggling with confidence, control, or feeling recognized. You may feel like you're failing, like your efforts aren't seen or respected. The reversed Emperor suggests issues with control, authority, either internal or external, and perhaps even rebellion against rigid structures. There's a crisis of confidence and personal power, feeling unsure if you're on the right path. And then your eighth card is the Three of Wands, clarified by the Tower, reversed, major arcana. The Three of Wands is Aries energy. This is a card of obliviousness, lack of foresight, delays, frustration, lack of confidence, self-doubt again, disappointed with choices or an outcome, frustration, being haunted by your past. These cards represent your environment or external influences. You're waiting for the dust to settle. You're hesitant to face the full consequences of upheaval. Something big has shaken your environment, and you or those around you may be trying to avoid total collapse. But the Three of Wands shows there's still hope, a desire to expand, grow, and move forward, even if cautiously. There's a future being envisioned, but the ruins of the past must be cleared fully. And then your next cards are this Eight of Cups, clarified by the Four of Pentacles reversed. These cards represent your hopes and fears, what you hope for and or fear the most in your situation. The Eight of Cups is Pisces energy. This is a card of hope, walking away, fear of loss, fear of change, aimless drifting, indecision, monotony again, stagnation again, staying in a bad situation, trying one more time. It's a card of avoidance, wanting to walk away from what's unfulfilling, but afraid of letting go of security. You know you need to leave something behind emotionally, but there's a fear of losing what little security you have, even if it's not that fulfilling. There's a hope for freedom and emotional peace, but a fear of instability. And then your final cards are the Ten of Wands, clarified by the Queen of Wands. The Ten of Wands is Sagittarius energy. It's about burning out, obligation. Burnout is coming up again. Being overloaded, having extra responsibilities, major challenges, taking on too much, being taken for granted. It's hard work, it's achievement, attainment of goals. It's telling you that rest and regeneration are needed. It's telling you to keep going. The end is in sight. So your outcome message is that you carry a heavy burden, but you also have the inner fire to carry it with grace. This outcome shows responsibility and exhaustion, but also empowerment. The Queen of Wands brings confidence, leadership, and magnetism. If you can own your burdens without letting them crush your spirit, you'll come through stronger, more assertive, and more self-assured. And then the bottom of the deck card, you got the Ten of Swords. This card is saying that the worst is over. A painful ending, betrayal, or rock bottom moment has occurred, but this card also signals a release and a new dawn. You're at the end of a difficult cycle. Spirit is saying, let it die fully so you can be reborn. Okay. Ten of Swords, Gemini energy again. Victimization, destruction, defeat, exhaustion, betrayal, painful endings, loss, having a fresh perspective, having a new understanding, playing the victim, severing ties. And then your oracle card, you got Storm. Same thing. You've endured the storm. Now it's time to let the past go and make space for the sun. You've been in survival mode, possibly for a long time. The chaos, emotional overwhelm, and instability are real, but so is the potential for peace and new beginnings. Don't carry the wreckage with you, Gemini. This is a week of reckoning. You're coming out of a storm, mentally, emotionally, or spiritually. And while the skies are beginning to clear, you must actively choose healing over habit. Let go of control. Let go of perfectionism. Let go of unfulfilling emotional patterns. Nourish yourself. Rebuild your confidence slowly. The pressure you're under is real, but so is your potential to rise. Remember, you are the Queen of Wands at the end. You're tired, but you're still very powerful. Okay, Gemini, so that is your reading. Thank you so much for letting me channel those messages for you today. I'm sending you lots of love and strength. Have an awesome week, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye.